So, good afternoon, sir. So, I am JR Mikatuan from section Bidalgues, base MT2, base section Bidalgues. So, in this video, I'm going to explain about the week 7 supplemental and independent learning. So, the title is where to look for damage and defect most commonly encountered due to the following loading and unloading operation and severe weather condition. So, where to look for damage and defects most commonly encountered due to the two types of damage and defects. So, the first is loading and unloading operation, and the second is the severe weather condition. So, the first is the loading and unloading operation. So, this is a picture of the loading and unloading. So, loading and unloading operation are common in industries such as logistics and transport. To prevent injuries among workers carrying out this operation, proper securing and safe loading and unloading practices are crucial. Some common hazards related to loading and unloading from vehicles include toppling and improperly stacked or secured cargo. Second is breaking or failure of lashing and damaged equipment. The third is unsafe access to and egress from the lorry or trailer bed. And last is falling off the loading platform. One of the damage and defects is the ship hull damage. So damage to side shell externally through contact with dock sides or tags, and internally from impact by cargo dislodging equipment during discharge. It can result in initiating fractures and or fatigue of the structure. In single side skin bulk carriers, bulkheads, trunks, and ballast tanks boundaries can present hard spots that concentrate forces where the change in construction occurs longitudinal to transverse framing, and this may lead to undetected fractures. Internal degradation through corrosion may be accelerated through chemical action from certain cargoes. Welds in particular may be subject to grooving corrosion, in which the material forming the weld corrodes at a faster rate than the plating to which it is attached. Fatigue failure may result due to loss of cross-sectional area in plating joints. A ship loaded a full cargo of aluminum hydroxide in Australia for discharge in the USA. So, it is an example of loading and unloading. So, the ship was equipped with box holds, which allowed for easier cleaning and inspection before loading. At the discharge port, at the same time as the ship was being unloaded, seawater ballast was being taken on board. It was later found during the discharge that 500 tons of cargo was water damaged by the ballast water, which was confirmed to come from a hole measuring 100 mm by 20 mm or times 20 mm in the hold ballast tank's steel plating. The hole was most likely to have been caused by steep door grab damage in the discharge port. In ballast holds, sloshing forces due to partially filled spaces such as may occur when changing ballast for environmental reasons may result in damage to the structure. This damage may go unnoticed if it is an inaccessible position. Sloshing is also a known cause of secondary damage after space has become flooded. So the second situation or the condition is the severe weather condition, or a ship encountered of a storm or a bad weather. So when bulk carrier encountering a bad weather at sea, so it will cause a damage to bow plating, such as is possible through impacts associated with swinging or loosely stowed anchors, may cause an initiating fracture or fatigue in bow shell plating that could lead to failure. and subsequent flooding. Internal integrity of forward spaces that are usually used for ballast and or stores is therefore of vital importance. Corrosion degradation will seriously reduce the ability of plating and stiffening with the to withstand the force of which is will be subjected. In larger ships, partially filled to 4 peak tanks may set up destructive sloshing forces unless the tank structure is designed for this. Internal forces, horizontal and or vertical, may cause hatch cover dislodgement. The cargo hatchway, it is lost its protection in this way is a major access for water ingress and a serious threat to the integrity of the hull. When a vessel requires repairs to damaged equipment or to the hull, it is necessary for the work to be carried out to the satisfaction of the classification society surveyors. In order that the ship maintains in class, approval of the repairs and undertaken must be obtained from the surveyors either at the time of a repair or as at the earliest opportunity. So the last is the main engine of a bulk carrier was seriously damaged when alumina and got into fuel tank. So maybe this is a situation. There was a hole in the air pipe that passed through the cargo hold into tank, and it will cost $850, $1,000, and the pipe had never been properly examined during surveys. So, sir, in this video, I was explaining the importance when the ship has damage or defects when during loading and unloading, and when the ship has encountered a bad weather at the sea. So that's all, sir. Thank you.